What's up, guys, and welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! DDR Deck Duel and Review. This is the first week of February, and we are starting a brand new deck. Now, I hinted towards this at the beginning of I forget if it was the beginning or end of last week's episode, but I decided to use Blackwings. And like I said in the previous episode, it's because it was my first competitive deck. It has special meaning to me. And because this is the month of my birthday, I want to pick something that was special to me. Like, honestly, before I started playing Blackwings, I played crappy newbie decks. But when these came out, like, maybe around the time of Raging Battle, which is where Blizzard, sure for sure, I'm not sure about Clute. I think, yeah, it did. Because pretty much after that, a lot of the Blackwing support was crap. Besides Vayu and Zephyros. But I'll explain that all in a little bit. But, yeah. Let's get on with it, really. First is one Blackwing Gale the Whirlwind. This is going to be your only level 3 tuner. And unlike a lot of decks in the format, I should probably mention, it synchros a good bit. I mean, it has a pretty good range of levels it can go for. So that's why I have mostly synchros and not too many exceeds. Though exceeding is a good option in this deck, yeah. But it's not bad by itself either, because it can attack over Utopia, Stardust, Priestess of Prophecy, High Priestess, because of his or her effect, which halves the attack and defense of one face-up monster your opponent controls. And it's a permanent half, so if, say, it is a Utopia, if they do block the attack, if they do stop the attack with the effect, they've still got a 1250 Utopia on their side of the field, which is not that useful, unless they can go into Utopia Ray, but even then. Next is 3 Bora the Spear. This is pretty much Exceed and Synchro fodder, and in times of, I'm going to say times of desperation, a beat stick. Because you can pump it up with Sirocco and pierce through stuff. And by pierce, I mean decrease what piercing is. Like this. I'll wait a little bit so you guys can read it. Or just pause now, because I'm going to stop. Because you should know what piercing is, because that's what it says on all cards now. But, yeah, that's pretty much what it's become for the deck. And I've heard a lot of people say that they don't run this anymore. I don't see why. I mean, it's a quick special summon. It lets you go into Armor Master so quickly, or any other level 7s, or level 6s for that matter with Blizzard. And it's just good in that it's just fodder. Which sounds strange, but yeah. On to the next card, which is 3... Oh, and I have 3 of the Boras. 3 Blizzard the Far North. Now, this is going to be your main tuner in the deck. What it does is when it cannot be special summoned, which is which is probably for the better now, because of Exceeds, because this could be an instant Gachi Gachi Gantetsu, which, if it were, I'd be running a Gachi Gachi, but, oh well. The deck can have ways of recycling it in the form of Dark Corruption, which I'm not playing. I might try to find room for that later, but yeah. But what this thing does is when it's normal summoned, you can summon a level 4 or lower Blackwing to your side of the field in face of defense. Now, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be going for your Boras or your Shuras, or Zephyros, but most of the time it's going to be these two. Rare occasions, you'll go for your Kalutes, or sometimes even your Gale. Like, but his main, I'm kind of getting distracted, but his main purpose is going for level 6s, which I'm only running 3 of, because of Brio being gone. But it's a very good tuner for the deck. Gives it a lot of options, really. And what you could do is, if I'm trying to think about this. if you have your Gale in the graveyard and say 2 Boras in hand, you can normal summon Blizzard, grab your Gale and half your opponent's attack. And even if you didn't have the Bora, just Blizzard acts as the attacker for Gale, because Gale will do the it doesn't negate the effect, so it does the attacking for Gale. But if you have the 2 Boras, you just got an Armed Wing and an Armor Master. So really cool card. It's great in the deck. Now here's the honest of the deck. Blackwing Kalute the Moonshadow. When a Blackwing monster you control attacks or is attacked, you can just send it to the graveyard, and then during the damage step it gains 14 attack until the end of the turn, which allows everything to get over everything, pretty much. Very well. Trying to think how to rephrase this. It allows almost everything in the deck to get over big cards. Like, it lets Gale get over Stardust, Utopia, etc., etc., without the effect, if you've already used the effect for something. Or if your opponent attacks it with their Utopia. Or if your opponent attacks Gale. Yeah. Because here's how I'm understanding it right now. If your opponent attacks with Utopia, the attacks are already been declared. Like, the attack is continuing by the damage step, where you will be discarding Kalute. So it's too late to negate the attack with Utopia. So that's something to keep in mind with the deck. Let's Bora get over, I guess, Gustav Max, but if your opponent is going for that, they've pretty much already won. 2 of them, let's Sorako get over a Neo Galaxy Eyes, I guess. I'm trying to think what else is like big in the format right now. Well, Neo Galaxy Eyes are nowhere near big. Let's pretty much all your Blackwings get over Big Eye for Mermail Atlanteans. Or the Abyssal Megalo for that matter. But I guess they'll be destroying your cards with Atlantean effects. It lets your Blackwings get over big monsters. Let's just leave it at that. And say it's a good card. That honestly should have stayed at 1, but I'm happy it's at 2, because it's an honest. That's the good and the bad for the deck, I guess. Well, good and the bad for the card. That's what makes it good, but that's also what makes it too good to the fact of almost broken. That and Black Whirlwind, which I'll explain in a little bit. Next, we've got 3, Sure the Blue Flame. When it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon a Blackwing monster with 15 attack or less from your deck. But its effects are negated. Which, my only problem right now, just looking at the deck, is that I only have 2 targets that I want to summon. I have 4 in total, but I only have 2 I want to summon. That being Gale and Vayu. But it's still a good card, it's still good at 3. And actually Kalute lets Sure get over anything and almost guarantee the effect goes off. So you can synchro. It's a good card. I think it's more, I don't know how to explain it. I think you guys are going to have to see this for yourself before you just, well, one combo that you can do, which actually I'm going to move Vayu up to explain this. Vayu is a very good card, and I'll explain its effect in a minute. But the first thing I want to focus on is if this card is face up on the field, it cannot be used for a synchro summon. Now that is an effect, not a condition, like say Quick Draw Synchron. Now if you read Quick Draw Synchron, for the synchro summon, you can substitute this card for any synchron tuner. This card cannot be used as a synchro material except for synchro summon of a monster that lists a synchron. This is a condition, not an effect. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's a condition. So stuff like Skill Drain, Forbidden Chalice, Fiendish Chain, etc., etc., will not negate it. But Veyus, this card cannot be used for a single summon, is an effect. So that means if summoned by Shora, which the last part of its effect is that monster's effects is negated. It negates your Veyu's effect, so it can be used for a synchro summon. Keep this in mind, because this is actually a pretty big play in the deck. Though you're only running 2 level 5s, and I'll explain these two when I get to them. But it's good, because it helps get your Vey in the graveyard, so it helps get your Vey in the graveyard. It gets you a synchro monster for synchro purpose, synchro monster, what you need for a synchro monster, and it prevents you from needing to use your Veyu for cards like Cards for Black Feathers and Allure of Darkness that would remove from play to draw. Because I'll just explain these now. Allure of Darkness, draw 2 cards and banish 1 dark from your hand, or if you don't have any in your hand, send all cards in your hand to the graveyard. So if my Veyu is the only dark I have in my hand after using this, I have to remove it, and now I cannot use its other effect, which I guess I should have explained by now, but I'll explain it in a little bit too. Then Cards for Black Feathers, remove and play 1 Blackwing monster from your hand and draw 2 cards. You cannot touch summon during the turn you activate this card. You can only activate 1 Cards for Black Feathers per turn. Now, honestly, it's a rather mediocre draw card. The reason I'm running it is just like early game setup more than anything. Like, I can remove my Blizzards, Shura, if like early game Blizzard, where I'm not gonna be able to get the Blackwings in the graveyard. I can remove it for Cards for Black Feathers or Allure of Darkness for that matter, and draw more cards and hope to get something set up. Then if I use Cards for Black Feathers and Duality in 1 turn, because you're gonna be using these first turn or when you're at a bit of a standstill, so you're going to not be special summoning, so you're not going to be hurting yourself, which makes this not nearly a big a deal. I only run 1 because it's not that fast. It's like a quick boost, really, and it might just get dropped, but I like it. I like it. It's helped more than it's hurt, I think. But now on the topic of Blackwing Veyu, the Emblem of Honor. I'm sure if any of you guys have played since Blackwings were a thing, I guess, then you'll know what this thing does. Here's the effect that we're going to worry about. If this card is in your graveyard, you can remove from play this card plus 1 non-tuner Blackwing monster from your graveyard and special summon 1 Blackwing Synchro monster from your extra deck whose level is equal to the total levels of the removed monsters. The effects of that synchro monster is negated. Which sounds weird, because it's like effects, if it's plural, are negated. So, but what this pretty much does is it uses your Sirocco to summon Armed Wing. That's pretty much its main purpose in the deck. Back when Blackwings were bigger, you would run like 2 or 3 of them, and I do have them side decked. It's something I consider right now, but it's not something I want to do quite yet. Since I'm only running 1 Sirocco, which is because it is probably one of the slower cards in the deck, probably. One of the slower non-control based, because Thunder King's kind of slow for the deck, and I'll explain my reason for Thunder King too. But it's going to be using these two, because summon your Armed Wing and just get a quick beater, or something for more synchro shenanigans. Yes, shenanigans. But it's a cool card. I do like it. Though back when it was first released, I did feel it meant to be in its own deck, which was Veyu Turbo. After playing it myself, I do think that it deserves its own place in the deck. Now, note, this was way back when I first started playing Blackwings too, so my opinions on this card have changed, and I'm sure you guys know how good it is. But anyways, let's continue on. Well, if you know Blackwings, you know how good this card is. Let's say that. Continuing on, we have Sirocco the Dawn. If your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, normal summon or set this card without tributes. Now that's pretty cool right away, because it's kind of like a pseudo Cyber Dragon. because it's a level 5 that you're just getting for no tributes, really. But where I find it shines more than anything, besides being able to go for 8 with Gale, is its second effect. Once per turn, you can target one face-up Blackwing you control until the end phase. It gains attack equal to the total attack of all face-up Blackwing monsters currently on the field, except monsters other than that card. Except itself. Monsters other than that card cannot attack during a turn you activate this effect. Which, more than anything, is used on Bora, so it can pierce over anything. And if you have enough Blackwings, you can pierce through your opponent's Gachi or Zen mains and go for game, really. And if you have Kalutes, that's just overkill, really. But more than anything, it's just if none of your monsters can get over something and you don't have your Kalutes, this will help them get over it in exchange for not being able to attack anything with anything else this turn, though you're getting good amount of damage out of it anyways. That's kind of the best way I can use to explain it. Now, let's move on to Zephyros the Elite. This is a great card, not just in Blackwings, but I'm using it because it's a Blackwing. And for its effect, if this card is in your graveyard, return one face-up card you control to your hand. Special summon this card from your graveyard, and if you do, take 400 damage. Each player can only use the effect of Zephyros the Elite once per duel. What's cool about this is you're gonna have Black Whirlwind. If you can get your Black Whirlwind, you're gonna send it. You can activate it, bounce it to special summon this, take the 400, which is no big deal, then replay your Black Whirlwind with. So it's pretty much just a free special summon from the graveyard. But you can only do it once per duel. Or what else you could do is, if you have like a Lone Bora or Gale, bounce that for this. Then I hit the volume on my headset. Sorry about that. But you can bounce that, special summon him, then re-special summon him for either a Synchro play or an Exceed play. So it's a really cool card. Opens up a lot of options. Moving on, 3 Thunder King Ryos. Now this seems like a really weird option in the deck, because it's, first of all, it's light, second of all, it's not a Blackwing, and third of all, one of your biggest cards, one of your most important cards, searches from the deck without drawing. So why play Thunder King? Well, first of all, it's a nice control card against, say, 6 Samurais, which can be a problem. Anything that searches, really. It's really good against Dragoons, because now your opponent can't search their Abyss Megalos and Big Atlantean Mermail play. Mermail Atlantean, whatever. What else? I guess the agent's Mercury can't search. Stratos can't search. No Rhoda, no E-Call, no Gateway of the Six Samurai. Well, no searching for it. With it. So it's... But you still have to worry about your own Black Whirlwind. So you have... And it also shuts down Duality, which is another thing you need to think about whenever playing Thunder King. But you play around it. This is one of those cards that's going to be good early game before you can get set up. Like, you could use your Duality before normal summoning him and still benefit from him. And his second effect is just as good. During either player's turn, when your opponent would special summon a monster, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard and negate the summon, and if you do, destroy it. I learned the hard way that this only works on inherited summons, such as, Tragodia, Cyber Dragon, Gores, I would think High Priestess, yeah, but it won't work on stuff such as Miracle Fusion, Monster Reborn, Call of the Haunted. Like, if it will summon itself, it will work. If it doesn't summon itself, like, if it's summoning something else, it won't work. Keep that in mind, too. But it's a really nice control card, and it helps give you your big boss monster. One of your big boss monsters, which is Black Luster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. Now, to a certain degree, it does seem like I threw this in with Thunder Kings just so I can have, like, just so I can use it. But Thunder King's good. I mean, it's... I'm trying to think how to explain this. I have the space for it, really. I could have replaced these with, say, some more stable cards like Mystical Space Typhoon. I'm drawing a blank as to more. But I think this will benefit more than anything, because it's like, you use your Thunder King early game, once they're gone, and you get a little bit of Blackwings going, you've got this. And it's like, it's broken. I mean, if you can use it, use it. But don't, don't tech, say, Tour Guides and Thunder Kings into Mermail Atlanteans just to run this. If your deck runs one attribute or the other, mainly, like, is focused around one, then yeah, go for it. If you're running Inzectors, maybe try it. But the point I'm getting at is, it's a good card. I think it really does help the deck, and I don't think it needs too much more explaining. It's just that good. Okay, I'm running one Tragodia, which is something I thought of last minute. I was running Gores in my real life version, but I think I'm going to switch to Tragodia. Reason being, more than anything, Black Whirlwind. It's going to be on the field a lot of the time. Sorry about that. So you can't use Gores while you have something on your field. So that's where Tragodia comes in. I mean, yes, Gores gives you the token, which is helpful, but I want to try Tragodia right now over Gores. I'm not sure how well it's going to do, but I do want to try it. And the last monster of the deck, Dark Arm Dragon, which has seen a lot less play as of recent, like, last few formats. And maybe it's because of the lack of graveyard control? I don't quite know, really. I mean, it's good. There's a reason it's at 1, and to a certain degree that might be Teledad, but, I mean, with this deck, you can control your graveyard between Blizzard, Vayu. If you need more, you've got Kalute. You can control your graveyard early game to get 3, and this will be a big help. And if it's late game and it's kind of dead, just Allure of Darkness it away. Or if you feel that your graveyard's going to go over in turns to come, Allure of Darkness it away. Alright, next card, Black Whirlwind, is going to be the main searching card, and I'm talking about this like I'm asking you to try this, but if you want to try it, go for it, but it's more than anything just watching what I do this series, and watching what I do with the deck, and making suggestions based on that. But, Black Whirlwind, it's going to search out your deck. If you summon Shura, you can go for Gale or Bora, get a quick Exceed or Synchro play. You can use it to search Kalute with anything that's not Gale or Vayu, or whatever. I'm going to say Vayu for the majority of these videos, so just deal with it. But it's going to... The only time this is going to be bad is when you've run out of options. Okay, I misjudged that. Kalute can be searched by anything that's not Vayu, Gale, or Blizzard. And Gale and Blizzard can only search Vayu. Vayu can search nothing. So, but, good card. There's a reason it's at 1. And, yeah, it's good. Card for Black Feathers, I already explained. Draw power. Allure of Darkness, more draw power. Duality for draw power. Then your basic staples. Heavy Storm. Dark Hole. Monster Born. Book of Moon. I'm not sure about Book of Moon right now. I might take it out. Something I'll have to test. But onto the trap lineup. 3 Icarus attacks. It's good. If you have like a Vayu in hand and one of these, just set the Vayu when your opponent when your opponent gets cards you want to get rid of, you tribute the value for the Icarus attack, and it's just a good card. What else is there to say? You're running all winged beasts except for 5 cards, 6 cards. So you're gonna run this. I didn't run this in my Harpy Lady deck, and I thought about it, but in the end I didn't, just because it was more of a mix of everything. But yeah, continuing on. 2 torrential tributes because it's good. Solemn Brigade, nothing I need to talk about there. Bottomless Trap Hole. Right now I'm just trying this out. I did have Mystical Space Typhoons in place of these, but for right now I'm going to try the Bottomless over those, and we'll see how that turns out. But anyways, guys, I've been rambling for way too long now, and I just covered my mouth way too long now. So let's get on to the duel. Sorry about that, guys. I'm tired today, so see you guys in a second. Okay, guys, we are playing Wizard of Chaos today. Okay. And he's not gonna say good luck. Whatever. Not a bad opening hand. Let's set Icarus in Warning. And I don't want to waste the Blizzard yet, so I'm going to go ahead and normal summon Shura and end. Another thing you can do to kind of control the graveyard is if you're like 1 short, use Blizzard and grab, say, your Shura or your Bora Synchro, you've got 3 in the graveyard for Dark Armed. Chain that. Okay. That's funny. I'm going to keep that in just because it was funny. And to make this guy look stupid. That's mean to me, but whatever. Anyways, guys, next game in a second. Be back. Alright, now we're facing Wyhin. I guess. We'll say it's that. And I'm getting pretty good with my favorite scissors recently. Yeah, well, this video. Lucky day. Hooray. Never mind on that lucky day thing. I think what I'm going to do, play Black Whirlwind and wait a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Normal summon Shura. Whirlwind. Yeah. And we are going to grab, get Gale and just call it a turn. Actually, no, we're gonna set a card too. Enter. Just in case. You never know. I want to move. Okay. All right, I can live with that, honestly. All right. Okay, we draw a card and discard a card. Let's go ahead and send that to grave. Now he's got Grapha. Card your target 1 card. Okay. So he's playing Dark Worlds. Yeah. Jeez. I don't want to get another. Wait, do I? No, I don't. Let's just go and discard that. And wow, way to be sacky like that. Okay. Okay, and he doesn't want to banish a fiend, so, and I'm gonna be taking 3,000. And I'm just gonna be taking 3,000. Nothing. Okay. So, once again, well, I shouldn't say once again, what I was talking about before for the Blizzard play is coming into play right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it doesn't even matter. No, I was gonna overlay it. Sink to grave. To grave. View that to summon our armed wing. And attack. It does have its effect, so that's good. 3 darks. And I'm gonna save the heavy storm for now. And we're going to banish Blizzard first. Yeah, okay. And we've got 51 direct damage. Though I could have no, I didn't. That would have been a bad play, because then my Gale would have just been at risk, and yeah, stuff and stuff. Okay, he's got another Dark World Gate. He's just gonna get... Yeah, he's just gonna bounce, get another Grapha, and attack over the Dark Armed for a 200. And this... Oh, jeez. Okay. To grave. I'm sure... That... Shuffle. Okay, no, he's probably gonna bounce this back for another Grapha. Okay. So I'm gonna be taking 900. Yeah. Okay. I don't think there's necessarily a good play here. Like, probably the best play would just be Sirocco, Bora, boost Bora, attack a Grapha, but he's just going to get another Grapha back and deal more damage. But that will be 700 only. Do I want to do that, or do I want to card for Black Feathers for my luck? Try my luck at that. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah. Let's draw 2. Oh. He's gonna suspect the collude if I summon my Sirocco face up, though. Maybe. Wait, maybe he hasn't ever played against Blackwings? And just end. He's... Okay, he just clicked it, probably looking at it. I do that sometimes too. So, I really hope he doesn't have a drag down. I really hope he doesn't have a, I think he means summoning. know the summoning. I think he thinks that I'm trying to do the use Soraka's like second effect to boost his attack. Smog effect and beige effect. Yeah. I get it. He's never played against Blackwings. I'm gonna guess a misclick. Oh. Gotta hope for like a monster born or some. I gotta. That wasn't at all beneficial. Gotta think. There's no point in like trying to. There's no point in ever. Well, I guess there is. But I can't get over it to. Let's try. That to defense. Set that. Set that and end. Because he's gonna destroy both of them, and I'm gonna have an armed wing. Like I said, Dark Worlds are not my best matchup. Okay, which one? Okay. I'll roll with it. I'll roll with it. Can't solve anything anyways. Yeah. So, okay. So now he's got 3 Graphas. Okay. So I'll be taking another 3,000 pretty much no matter what. Yeah, and I'm going to be taking 3,000. Come on, Dark Hole, Dark Hole. Duality. Last chance, really. 1, 2. That's game. Yeah, I'm just gonna type that game. That game. Okay. So he did have a drag down. I don't know if that was one of the cards he drew though. Actually, I don't need to show him in my hand. Just normal summon one. Oh, okay, he left. I wish he would have said GG. That's kind of worse. Just yeah, I don't know. Like I said before, Dark Worlds are not my best matchup. One thing that would have helped is definitely not getting card destruction for the Gale. For one, I didn't think he had another Gates in hand, so. Not a great demonstration of the deck, though. That's the problem. I'm gonna try for one more. If the next game's crap, I'm just gonna use this one. So, be back either with another game or the review part, and see you guys in a second. Alright guys, I am back for the review section. Something I realized, third game, which I don't think I'm going to use because it was really quick, and actually I might use it because it did show how Blackwings can go if they're set up quickly. But something I realized is I never talked about the extra deck. I'll do that real quick in the review, I guess. But Crimson Blader, pretty much what you're going to be using him for is preventing your opponent from summoning big monsters. Like, it's going to be good against Monarchs, the Hazy Flames, other synchroing decks, like a mirror match would be good, because your opponent can't get another one. It's a good card in general. Scrap Dragon because it's Scrap Dragon. Enough said. It's a good card. Stardust because it's Stardust. It's a good card. Silverwind the Ascendant because it can be summoned with an Armor Master and with Vei's effect, or if you can actually get it summoned, which I think, looking at it, the only ways I can think of to do it is Blizzard Kalute, negated Veiu, Sirocco Kalute, Sirocco Zephyrus, or Bora, I guess. Effect, I mean, not effect. Leveled down, like level 1 Tragodia with Veiu, Gale, Bora. If you can get it out, its second effect is hilarious. Well, not. Hang on one second, guys. Okay. Quick tag message. Sorry about that. The effect. Select and destroy 2 fatal monsters on the field will defend slower than this card's attack. That can be kind of cool because it's like a mini Icarus attack. Though it can't. Though I don't. You cannot enter your battle phase to turn the effects activated, but that's still cool. Then the next time a Blackwing monster you control is destroyed by battle during your opponent's turn, it is not destroyed. That's pretty cool too, I've got to say. It's cool. Most of the time it's just going to be for 28 beater with Veiu and Armor Master, but it's still cool. Armor Master just kind of explained itself. It's a giant Spirit Reaper without the side effect, which is cool. It's the best way I can use to really explain it, and it's good. It's good. If your deck runs a Gale for some reason, you should be running this in your extra deck. 3 Armed Wings because you're mostly going to be going for 6s with Blizzard and Bora, Shura, or Zephyrus, and it pierces for more damage because if it uses its pierce effect, it gains 500 more attack, which is pretty cool. Now here's a card no one is familiar with, probably, unless you keep up with the OCG stuff. Graham the Shining Star. It requires... Oh, it's generic? What? I didn't know that. I thought it required, like, Blackwings or something. But, 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner monster. 1 or more non-tuners. It must be synchro summoned, so you cannot use it for Veiu's effect, which is what makes it bad. If those 5 words were not there, this card would be amazing. This card would be amazing. Now I'm only using it because in case I don't want to use up my Catastor. But its actual effect, when this card is synchro summoned, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower non-tuner Blackwing monster from your hand, but its effects on the field are negated. But another thing that kills it, Blackwing non-tuner, level 4 or lower non-tuner Blackwing. If it didn't say non-tuners, I could live with the effect that it had to be synchro summoned first. Well, it had to be synchro summoned. But really, you had to make it non-tuners, so this can't go into 8. If it didn't have the non-tuner, special summon Gale, go for your 8s. Or special summon Veiu and go for another Veiu, and go for Armed Wing. I mean, it had so much potential, but then Konami just kind of stomped all over my dreams of having a level 5 Blackwing synchro monster that can be abused with Vayu. Sad face. But as it is, like I said, it's mostly just in play. It's something instead of Catastor I can go for, which I might just eventually take out. Which I don't want to, but it's bad. I could use Hyper Librarian if I wanted attack, and it has more more draw power, but I want to use it. Catastor because it's Catastor. It's still good, especially in decks that run Valor. Hint, hint. Utopia because it's Exceeds. Utopia because it's Utopia, and mostly you're going to be going for rank 4s. Maestroke because it's a walking Book of Moon. Direwolf because it's a scrap dragon that doesn't need tuners. Then Shockmaster because you can easily go Bora in hand, Bora Shura, and Whirlwind in hand. Play Whirlwind, normal summon Shura, add Bora, special summon both Boras, and go for this. And then lock down your opponent for something. It's good. Okay. Now that I'm done fixing my mess up, I need to stop covering my mouth. But this deck in general, I kind of showed what happens when it goes bad. I kind of show you bad matchup. I kind of showed you what happens when it goes good. So, well, honestly, I think the second game he got lucky with the second gate, but because Dark Arm Dragon. I mean, I showed you guys I can summon Dark Arm Dragon. I showed you guys I had the potential of summoning Black Luster Soldier. This deck has so much potential. It's not meta, but it's like if you would go by like tiers lists, like tier 1, 2, 3, and then casual decks, then this would be in tier 2. Not exact. I wouldn't say this build, but Blackwings in general would be tier 2. And honestly, I'm crossing my fingers here for a boost come next ban list. Like, some people are thinking Gale can go to 2, which I don't quite see with Whirlwind at 1 still. Like, if they banned Whirlwind, which would, like, that'd be like slicing off one of my arms. My left arm because I'm left-handed. But it would be reasonable for Gale to come back to 2. Or even 3, because, really. But, okay. I'm rambling on now. But the point is, the deck did pretty good, and I'm open to suggestions, is what I'm saying. If you guys want to say something, if you've run Blackwings in the past and you want to recommend something, please do. But that's it. I will see you guys next week for another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! DDR, Deck Duel and Review. See you guys next week.